Hi, my name's Kat. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to be focusing on the feet today. So this is great for everybody to keep this awareness of how well you can actually control your feet, but it's especially great for those who can't do full body workouts and you're still wanting to do something that's going to benefit your physical body. So people like who are in chronic pain, with illnesses, injuries, all that sort of stuff, we can always still focus on a part of the body that we can move. So with our feet, it is so important to keep mobility and strength into the feet because it's our foundation. It's the way that we connect to the earth. It's the way that we move around in our life. So having that mapping system from your feet to your brain working in a really great, healthy way is super important. And when we can use our feet the way they're designed to be used, then it affects the whole chain because it means you can walk better, your ankles function better, which goes up to the chain into your hips and the rest of the body and so on. So give these a go. I'd love to hear how you went. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share. Let's get started. We're going to pick the legs up and circle into the ankles and then back the other way. You can do the single leg though if lifting both at the same time is not going to work for you. We point and flex, point, flex, point, flex. And try to get quite intense into both directions. Put all your pressure, all your tension, all your strength into it. Okay, and then hold them flexed and go side to side, so in and out. So the body's designed that to basically to protect you. So if you trip over something and roll your ankle and your body's not used to doing this, it will send a signal to the brain to seize everything up to try and protect you. But then that means the impact will injure you even more. So if you do this mobility all the time and your body is so used to going side to side, and then you can also level up by training those positions with load, then when you go and you fall, and twist, your body says to the brain, it's okay, I know how to be here, I'm safe here, and you bounce out of it so much quicker with a lot less chance of injury. So, and you'll feel in the joints just after doing what we just did, the warmth in the ankles. That's a good sign that you're really benefiting that area of the body. Okay, so we'll lift the legs and give the toes a little bit of a wiggle. Give it a little dance, and then try and open the toes as wide as you can, like you're trying to open up a fan, and then scrunch them in. And then open them up really, really, really wide, and scrunch them in hard. Let's do one more. Open up really, really wide, and scrunch them in really tight. Beautiful. And bring it back down. So now this movement here can be really hard for the brain to get its head around. So don't freak out if you can't do it. I'm going to try and push down into your big toes, like you're really squishing them into the earth, and see if you can lift push the little toes down and lift just the big toes. Sometimes this works really well if you have your eyes closed and you can really focus on the sensory connection to the earth through your little toes. And imagine that you're pulling those big toes up with some strings. Okay, and then we push the big toe down, really feel that grounding into the bottom of the foot, and then lift the little toes. So you may find your ankles will roll in and out to compensate to begin with because the brain's trying to remember that mapping system as to how to do this. Okay, and then swap, so little toes down, big toes up, and then big toes down, little toes up. So I remember the first time I got shown to do this, it took me a while to get that mapping system working again, and my ankles were rolling side to side like crazy. But now I can do it quite comfortably. So it's just one of those things you need to practice consistently and visualize. If you can't physically do it yet, the power of visualization will help that mapping system be recreated and reformed so then you can do it again. And you can also help with your hands to begin with if you need to, pulling the toes up and then swapping if you need assistance to begin with. Now once you can do it easily, let's pick up all of the toes and piano key down your little toe, your middle toes, and then your big toe. And then lift the big toe, lift the middle toes, lift and the little one. Again, so piano keying down like a fan and then up. One more. Good. And down. Let's just lift all the toes and down. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down once more. Good. All right. Now lift one foot. And we're going to try and move the ankle without moving the shin, okay? So keep your shin locked still. We point to the side, flex all the way up through center, other side and down. So don't move the actual leg, and you're trying to get that full range of motion into the ankle. So you can actually feel the resistance, the tension as you're pushing to that end range. All the ligaments and tendons probably popping and cracking. Let's go back the other way. As long as there's no pain, that's okay. We're just lubricating that joint, but try not to compensate through the leg, only the ankle. Good, last one. Awesome. Let's swap over to the other side. You can hold on to the leg if you need to help keep it still if it's moving around. And you want to be super active and intentional with the movement. Let's go back the other way. Good, and stopping there. So I hope those little exercises has helped. They're super easy to do. You can do them anywhere, and really keep practicing that toe one, and you'll get better at it pretty quickly. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.